Yo, what's going on with y'all? It's your boy NeohXO, and today I'm going to be getting into Black Clover Chapter 259. This chapter was really good. They got a lot of stuff to unpack, but before we get too deep into the video, make sure you guys drop a like if you want me to continue doing these type of videos, and subscribe if you're not already. With that being said, let's hop right into the video. So wow, guys, like this chapter was pretty hype. Like the most hype moment came at the end. So I'm gonna have to talk about it a little later at the end of the video because I don't want to skip out on the stuff that happened at the beginning, because they definitely have some stuff to unpack in this chapter. Really good chapter. I think everyone was really expecting this chapter to be a really good one. We finally get the conclusion to the battle between Yami, Asta, and Dante. This battle has been going on for a while now, and I know a lot of people were starting to say that it was dragging on. Personally, me, I was enjoying the fight, so I was enjoying pretty much every moment. It didn't really make a difference to me. Pretty much, we have the anti-magic devil talking to Asta, and he's basically telling Asta that he has 50 seconds to use this arm. And he's saying this arm is different from the other one that Asta has been using. Obviously, it looks a lot different, and he's basically explaining to Asta in a short amount of time. He's saying this is the power itself. So we're definitely going to have to get more information on that. But what I can assume from that line, that is pretty much the power itself, is that it's just the pure power. And that's probably why Asta can only use it for 50 seconds. Because if you're just having a pure form of the power, it's going to be a lot harder to maintain than if you're not using a pure form of it, if that makes sense. So basically, once Asta gets this power, he's basically saying to himself, like, that's all he needs. And he's going straight after Dante. Like, he's not wasting any time, because at the end of the day, he only has 50 seconds to use this power. This is an extreme power-up, guys, and it's crazy because Asta actually got 2 power-ups in one fight. And the thing I keep trying to tell people is Dante is not like this crazy strong, super powerful, non-defeatable type of character. Like, I kept telling people that there's a high possibility that he's actually going to be defeated, and people kept telling me that that doesn't make sense because he's the leader. And like, I keep trying to explain to you guys that just because he's the leader does not mean he's the strongest. It really doesn't make sense for all of the Dark Triad members to win their battle. Like, it's just basic statistics, bro. If they got 3 people, at least it's more than likely at least one of them is going to lose. And just because he's the leader does not mean he's the strongest one. Look at Patry. He was the leader of the Eye of the Midnight Sun, but he wasn't even the strongest one. All right, so I'm just saying, like, and then on top of that, Tabata, usually he doesn't do what people expect. Everyone was clearly expecting Dante to win. Like, Tabata doesn't write his stories like that. Tabata writes his stories very uniquely, to the point where you can't decipher what's gonna happen next. He keeps you on your toes, but I can guarantee you what's gonna happen next is something you didn't expect. All right. Basically, we got Asta going in at Dante, and he's doing the best he can, honestly. And I really think that is just crazy, because I really think that Asta is, at this point, he's pretty much on par with Dante. The thing about Dante though is he has hacks, bro. Dante even stated this a couple chapters back. He told Yami, he was like, Yami, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. You are stronger than me. You are more skilled and battle hardened than I am. The problem with Dante is he has hacks. Like, he has immortality hacks. If he was a regular person without these hacks, he would have been dead a long time ago. Yami is just strategically more skilled than Dante. Is just a fact. But the fact that he has all these hacks like immortality and regeneration, that's ridiculous. How can you defeat an immortal? Even if you're stronger than him, he's just gonna keep coming back to full health, pretty much. We get some really disturbing panels of Dante. At this point, he doesn't even look human anymore. I could say that for the same for last chapter, but in this one, he's just breaking apart, man. Like, he's just getting torn to shreds, literally. They're tearing him to shreds, and he just keeps coming back. And it's really creepy. Like, it's really definitely creepy. One of the most creepy magics we have ever seen. Really befitting of a demon, if you ask me. And basically, we got the AMD. The AMD is pretty much rooting Asta on, in a way. If you guys really think about it, the AMD is rooting Asta on. So a lot of you have a theory that the AMD is not evil, and you guys might be onto something. I tell y'all all the time, like, leave a comment. I read every comment, and at the end of the day, the comments really manifest into some of my ideas, because I have conversations with y'all, and then sometimes y'all point out some stuff that y'all want me to talk about, like this right here. See how I'm reading the chapter and I can see like the AMD is actually rooting Asta on. So y'all in the comments be having some really good ideas, because y'all always say that he's not evil. Me, I tend to, when it comes to that theory, I tend to not lean either way, because I mean, if y'all be wanting me to lean a certain way, but I'm just neutral on that idea. I don't know if the AMD is evil or not. I just don't know. So we pretty much got Yami too. Yami's getting inspired by watching Asta, and he's like, man, Asta got this. And then Asta's like, same to you, Captain. Like, yes, let's go. Let's go, man. This is a good battle. And it's really cool to see the progression. I don't know if you guys remember whenever the last time Yami and Asta were battling together against Patri. Pretty much Asta didn't have any skill at that point. And Yami pretty much taught Asta how to use ki. And it was pretty funny, because I just want to reminisce back on this moment. If you're a real Black Clover fan, you're going to remember what I'm talking about. Pretty much Yami told Asta, he was like, use ki. And then Asta tried to use ki, but he didn't really use it. And so Yami got like mad. He's like, man, that's not ki. You're not tricking me. And then like the next time Asta actually used the ki, and then Yami looked at this man, he was like, dang, you actually pulled that off. And it was a pretty funny moment. And I feel like that was kind of similar to this in the end of the chapter that I'm gonna get to. But basically we see them really going at, we really see them going at Dante really, really hard. Like they really getting on this man. They're really getting on this man. And they would have been one, but like I said, I'm gonna say it again, I'm gonna keep saying it. Dante is not like, he's not the strongest character we have ever seen in the show or the manga. He just has hacks, and that's just how it is. If he didn't have these immortality hacks, he would have been dead a long time ago. Now we see Finral pretty much looking, and Finral. I feel like Finral has been getting a lot of attention lately. I think he might be due for some kind of power up or some kind of rank up or something. But I feel like y'all really pay attention. Finral has getting a lot of attention lately. Even look at the last episode of the anime. Pay attention to Finral. Something's gonna happen with him. Y'all know I be spot on with these predictions. Something is gonna happen with Finral. He's just been way too observant and way too focused on for some reason lately. And yeah, he's pretty much watching. He's like saying that they're moving really crazily, and he's saying that they're perfectly harmonized with each other. And that's really good, because Asta can now. Asta is keeping up with Yami. Come on now. Asta is keeping up with Yami. I know people are going to say like he's not keeping up. Yes, he's keeping up. He's keeping up. And I got to say that because in previous chapters, he was in the way. And now he has just this quick, after he got the power up from the AMD, he has powered up, and now he's keeping up. Like Yami and him can actually move in harmonization now. It's literally stated. It's literally stated that they're moving perfectly together. It's stated. It's just stated. So a cool line that they say is that even in a situation like this, it still looks like they're having fun. And I said this in my last manga review. That's just what it is. They're literally having fun. Even in a situation like this, you can see big smiles on their faces. And I actually really like that moment, because it shows that they're meant for this. Asta is meant for this. Asta, this is his destiny. This is Asta's destiny. This is Yami's destiny. And they love battling. They love fighting against the forces of evil. This is what they do. They get an enjoyment out of this, ridding the world of evil pretty much. And it's just crazy, because they're really doing a number on Dante. And I keep watching this, and I keep looking at this, and it's like, dude, what is going on? And all the time, like, Asta's arm power is, like I said at the beginning, it only has 50 seconds to be used, so it keeps on going down. Like, the clock is ticking. Dante pretty much keeps coming back. Like, he keeps coming back. And I think it's pretty cool how he brought the swords back. So it's pretty much like a big sword versus Asta's sword, Yami's sword, and Dante brought his sword back. I said in previous videos that I wanted that to happen, but I wasn't necessarily sure if he was gonna bring back the swords. But Dante actually did. So they're all having like sword clashes, and Dante pretty much gets the Demon Dweller sword out of Asta's hand. Like, and Asta don't have no sword. Then he calls on a Demon Destroyer sword and pretty much uses that one. I like how he just called on a Demon Destroyer sword out of nowhere pretty much. He's getting really used to using his grimoire, and I really like that. Basically, Dante is just getting obliterated the whole fight. This to me, in my opinion, Dante is holding his own, but at the same time, he's literally getting fodderized. Like, at one point in a chapter, Yami literally used Death Thrust and just obliterated his body. How many times has Dante been obliterated so far? And I want to point this out because people are saying Asta would have been dead a long time ago if it wasn't for Vanessa's fate magic. What about Dante? What about Dante? He would have been dead a long time ago if it wasn't for his hacks OP regenerative abilities. And he literally says in this chapter, he's like, I'm immortal. And that probably led to his downfall. I'm not gonna lie, because he's so arrogant. Like, he needs to stop being so arrogant. So basically, they knocked the sword out of Asta's hand pretty much. So he don't have a sword at this point. So we see Yami at the last second, literally the last second, Yami puts all of his trust in Asta. This is a very what's the word I'm looking for? This is a very important moment, because you can see how Yami definitely puts a lot of trust into Asta, because he basically, with 1 second remaining, he put all of his faith in Asta. He believed that Asta can do it. And Asta actually pulled through at the last second, and he sliced Dante with Yami's sword. So a lot of you have been theorizing that Asta can use other weapons and imbue them with anti-magic. And it looks like his technique looks a lot like Yami's, in my opinion, which makes sense because Yami is his captain. Yami is the person who taught him a lot. And we can see after Yami tosses the sword or the katana, whatever you want to call it, to Asta, Asta has a shocked look on his face. And I can tell what Asta's thinking in the say. He's like, Captain Yami's putting his trust in me, so I can't let him down. Because I know that's how Asta thinks. He's like, I can't let him down. And you know, when Asta can't let somebody down, he's not going to let them down. That's just him. He's not going to let them down. So whenever y'all seen him not want to let Captain Yami down, y'all should have known that he was going to win. So basically, we see this. It's basically in slow motion. And Dante looks at the sword and he's like, oh my God. You could tell from looking at his eye that he sees this sword and he's like, this is not good. And he looks at it getting slashed, like whenever Asta slashes him across the torso, and he's like, dang. And then he's like, this did not just happen. Like, he's in disbelief. Look at Dante's face. He's literally in disbelief. And you can see some panels with the blood just splattering. Then we see Finral, Vanessa, and Gray look shocked. Honestly, they look shocked and they look terrified at the same time. And then we see Dante revert back into his humanoid form, and his crown is laying on the ground. I think that's some very strong symbolism. That means the crown has fallen, quite literally, and he's been defeated. So basically, a lot of people are speculating that he's gonna get back up. He's not getting back up, y'all. He's not getting back up. Like, if you look at him in the panel where he's lying down just completely and utterly defeated, he's not getting back up, bro. Now, I might do some prediction videos. I'll give y'all a sneak peek of that. Subscribe if you really want to see the rest of my predictions, because I'm going to drop a whole video on it. But maybe Xenon and Vonica are thinking in their head, they're like, Dante is taking pretty long. Let's go check on him. And then they come and save him or something like that. Or maybe, like, I ain't going to give y'all all my predictions. Y'all subscribe if y'all want to know that. I'm going to drop a whole video on the predictions. But yeah, it seems like they're worn out. Yami and Asta are worn out. If somebody comes next chapter and tries to battle them, they're not gonna win. They're not. They're worn out, bro. This battle took everything that they had in them, literally. And we see this gnarly scar across Dante's chest. Pretty gnarly. It looks like, literally, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It literally looks like they cut the soul out of this man. Like, Dante went out bad, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They did Dante dirty, but he deserved it because he's so arrogant. And the thing is, Dante could have easily probably won this fight if he wasn't playing around. Dante, in the beginning, he was literally playing around. This man was punching Asta in the face. Why are you doing that? You see, Xenon was not playing no games with But here comes Dante, arrogant, and his arrogance led to his downfall, because he could have easily, even Finral states it in the last chapter. He says that if he moves, he'll be killed instantly. So we know that Dante has the power to pretty much, he could have took out all the Black Bulls before Yami got there, but he decided to be ignorant and play around, and now that led to his downfall. Now he's defeated. Now he looks stupid. All right, I'm gonna be honest. He looks really stupid right now, and that's what he gets. I told y'all gotta. I be spitting facts, bro. I told y'all, I was like, I want him to lose. He's being too arrogant, and Tabata definitely delivered. So thank you, Tabata, for giving us this really good chapter. I don't know if there's anything else I should touch on. If there's anything I missed or anything you want me to touch on, leave a comment. I got some more videos coming out about this. And yeah, like he's utterly defeated. I'm gonna just leave off the video right there because there's not much he could do to redeem himself. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's been your boy NeohXO, and I'm out.